Hi, Cancer. Welcome to your love reading. Grab a warm drink, find a comfy spot, and let's see what Spirit has to say. Today, we'll be doing a reading regarding your love life, and if you don't have one, don't worry, because I got something for you as well. All right, the first portion of our reading will be for those of you involved with someone. And then the second portion of our reading will be for those of you who are single. Then we will finish off the reading with our self-care card and our affirmation card as usual. I will put timestamps in the description box below so you can jump around to whichever portion of the readings you'd like. This reading is good for the beginning of January right through to the beginning of February when I will put out your next monthly love reading. Okay, so let's jump right into it for those of you involved in some type of relationship. So this could be a marriage, dating, long-term relationship, situationship. It's different for everyone, right? But yeah, let's get into it. We're going to take a look at you and what's going on with you, your person, what's going on with them, what's going on between you two, the advice, and then the outcome should you follow that advice. Okay? So let's see. For Cancer, please. Ooh. Okay. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, so for you, oh my goodness, cards are jumping out. So for you and what's going on with you, you have forgiveness. You have the High Priestess, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Eight of Wands. I think you're moving on from something here right now. That's what you're doing. Okay, so I'm just going to throw this out here. This isn't going to be for everybody. Some of you are in the middle of forgiving your partner for possibly like cheating or not being honest with you in some big way in the relationship. That's not for everybody, but that is coming through. So I just have to kind of throw it out there. But right now, what's going on with you is forgiveness. So I think that this is not just forgiveness for forgiving other people, okay? Right now is about also forgiving yourself, okay? For not being, what you feel is like the best version of yourself at times in the recent past. This is also forgiving yourself about allowing yourself to be treated certain ways or choosing things for yourself that you feel like you should not have, okay? So this is not just about forgiveness for others around you. This is also forgiveness for yourself because the High Priestess is coming through. So that really tells me that like you're seeing the bigger picture here. It's not just a simple like I said, this maybe this cheating situation is yours, but this is bigger than that, okay? And like I said, that's not for all of you. With the Knight of Pentacles here and the Eight of Swords, you're moving on from whatever you're having to forgive here pretty quickly here. It's like you're presented with a life lesson recently. You've unpacked and went through that and released it and forgiven the people that need to be forgiven, including yourself, and you're moving on from that now. There is no stagnant energy here, okay? So whatever, oh my Lanta, whatever you've had to forgive here, you're moving on from that, okay? All right, so moving on to your person, they have honesty. So, and I'm kind of getting the same vibe as with you. So like they're not just being honest, yeah. They're not just being honest with you and the people around them right now. They're not just doing that. They're also starting to be honest with themselves. And I think that what they're starting to be honest with themselves about is that I think that they're not as, I know this is going to sound bad, but I don't mean it this way. They're not as like mature and capable as they once thought that they were. So I think that a lot of us, as we mature and get older, like I really feel like the older you get, the more you realize that you don't know nothing about nothing. You know what I mean? Like when you're young, when you're in your teens, like can't tell them nothing. You know everything. Nobody can tell you anything. Like you just got it all figured out. You know what I mean? So I think right now your person's really going through a lot of like they didn't have as many like skills to deal with life as they kind of thought they did, because you have a page and a knight. So this is very like I don't want to say immature in a bad way. I don't think that they're immature in a bad way. I think that they're just realizing that there's a lot more to their life and your life together than they kind of thought that they were able to perceive in the beginning. You know what I mean? Because like you grow up and you start a job, and then you add a significant other, and then you add children, and then you add a house, and then you add this, and then you add that, and like every single thing that you add to your life, you have to keep pouring into those cups to make those machines keep working properly, right? So like just because, like let's say your spouse was the first thing you acquired, and then you got the job, and then you got the children, and then you got the house, and then you got the this, and then you got the that, and blah 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 blah, you still need to prioritize prioritize those relationships. Or if you got the job first, you still need to prioritize your job after you've gotten the 5 other things. So that's the kind of energy that I'm getting for your person, because they're kind of like realizing that there's, you still have to do all the work you still have to do all the adulting, basically, is what this is. I don't think they're going to fail, but they are struggling a little bit right now. They are struggling a little bit with that. The fact that there is, a lot, and that they still have to give so much emotionally to like you or this relationship or whatever, there are other relationships in their life, while, being exhausted from doing all the adulting. And I get it. I think we all feel that way, at a lot of points in our lives. It's like, I still got to do all the things to take care of myself and the people around me and nurture those relationships, even though I have, like 2 jobs and this and that and this and that. It's a lot. Modern life is a lot, and I get it. I do. So the energy between you guys, what's going on between you guys is balance. So here's the really cool thing, okay? Is that even though this has been kind of like what you guys have been going through lately, things are balancing out. It's like you're coming together. Yeah, you got the Queen of Pentacles, the Hermit, and the Four of Wands. I think that it's so funny. It's like there's this main message that I'm getting, and then this may just be for one person about the whole cheating thing. So I'm just going to go off on this for 2 seconds, okay? If this has not been resonating with you and you're the person who has recently been cheated on, this is the message that I have for you. I don't ever, ever, ever want to encourage anyone to stay somewhere where they're being disrespected, okay? That being said, I do understand that humans are complicated and that people do choose to do that, okay? But I just can't. Like morally, it is not aligned with my values. It is not aligned with who I am as a person. I can't tell you to stay and work it out after that level of disrespect, okay? So I'm just throwing that out there. So going back to the other people where you're kind of having to forgive, people around you, and most of all yourself. Your partner's kind of, got a lot going on right now. And what's going on between you guys right now is, honestly, I think that you're doing pretty well together considering. And this is the thing, is like relationships are not just always 50-50. Some days you only have 10% left and that other person has to pick up, the extra whatever percent, and vice versa. And so it's funny because I feel like you're coming out of this like emotional like growth that you've been doing. I think that you're like coming out the other side like stronger, better, well equipped, and now your partner's kind of dealing with some stuff. So like it's like you're kind of having to pick up some of the slack right now and maybe teach your partner a bit about how to like handle things, and that's fine. But I think that it's going really well. Like I don't see this. I think that for those of you that didn't have anything to do with the cheating, okay, your relationship is strong. So like we all go through things separately in our lives, and we all go through things as couples in our lives, right? And everything's always ebbing and flowing and all of that stuff. But in general, like what's going on between you two right now, even if you are having to pick up a little bit of the slack right now, it's okay. Everything's working out. Things are going to be just fine, okay? You're doing pretty good right now. You're not giving up on each other is what I'm seeing here. Okay, so your advice is acceptance. And I'm going to pull some cards before I kind of get into it. Knight of Wands, Page of Swords, Knight of Swords. Okay, so you two could be very young. I could be talking to two young people. Doesn't have to be that way, but I'm getting a lot of young energy. Maybe you have kids. Anyways, so your advice here, okay, is to kind of go back to the basics, go back to the beginning of your relationship together, okay? So what are your needs and wants? What is their needs and wants? And for both of you to like not only communicate that to each other, but for both of you to put in a little bit extra work so that the other person's needs and wants are being fulfilled. I mean, like none of us are perfect. Like unless you are both independently wealthy and nobody needs to work, you can't spend every waking minute of every day trying to meet each other's wants and needs. And I get that. But it is important to make each other feel like that the other is important and valued, and what they do and how they contribute to the family and the relationship is valued and important, okay? So kind of basically like a big check-in with each other is your advice. Sit down, like what are you struggling with right now? What am I struggling with right now? How can I, help you with this? How can you help me with that? And like, what do you want and need? What do I want and need? Let's kind of, make a game plan so that neither of us get burnt out and that neither of us feel unwanted and unvalued. Okay? And then your outcome, should you follow the advice, is very interesting because it's the Death card. So it's a huge transformation is what it is. Yeah, 5 of Cups, 9 of Cups, and the Hanged Man. So it's a huge, should you follow the advice here, I think that this is going to cause both of you to be able to see things better from the other person's point of view and kind of get a clearer picture of the big picture of your relationship. Because I think sometimes we get so sucked into our own sides of it and we kind of forget that our partner has needs and wants just like we do. You know what I mean? So I think that you guys, should you follow the advice here, are going to really come to a place where you're so much better able to understand and connect with what each other needs and wants kind of before another sit down is required kind of thing. You know what I mean? So you'll both get better at kind of sensing what's going on with the other person and kind of doing the things before they're asked to be done. So that is a really, really, really cool outcome. Should you follow the advice. I actually really, really like that for you guys. Okay. So now we will be moving on. Stick around though. Stick around till the end, or you can go to the description box and press the timestamp and skip to the end. But we still have the self-care card and the affirmation card coming. So stick around for that. But right now, we are going to be moving on to singles. So where you are at, what's going on with you, what's going on with your future person, and then how/when will you two be brought together, okay? So let me just get all these cards up and give them a fresh shuffle for you. Okay, so for Cancer singles, please. For Cancer singles, please. One more. Okay, so you, them, and then how/when will you two be brought together? Let's take a look. Ooh. Oh my God, I love this. This is really cool. This is really awesome, Cancer. Okay, I'm going to pull the tarot before I kind of dive into each message. Oh boy. Well, there's your 3 cards. That's funny. Okay, 10 of Cups, 9 of Cups, Devil. Here's where I think you're at right now, Cancer, and what you have going on. I think that you are just starting to see how absolutely beautiful, amazing you are, and how worthy you are of the 9 and 10 of Cups energy, okay? Because you are. You absolutely are. And I think that sometimes when we have been single for a long period of time, it's hard to get back into the swing of things. You know what? Like when somebody hasn't loved you and appreciated you in a long time in an intimate setting, we get so far removed from that energy that sometimes it's hard to get back into it. But that's where you're at right now. That is what you're working on right now. And it is a great place to be doing work on yourself. Okay. So I think that whatever you're doing, wherever you're being called right now, with self-care, self-love, interacting with other people, bringing other people into your life, like starting to date or go out more and be social more, whatever you're being called to do, go do it. Okay? Because right now you and the universe are working on building your self-esteem, building your pride, building your self-confidence, just building you back up to a place where the energy of like intimate relationships is able to kind of like flow through you. Okay? So it's actually really interesting here. So do you see this devil card? That's the devil, and he's wearing around his neck the chain with the collar. Okay, and typically in the devil card, you would see the devil in the middle, and then he has 2 people, and they have the chain around their necks, right, or their wrists or whatever. And in this one, it's kind of like it's just him there by himself, and like the 2 people that he was holding captive are gone. They're free. So I really feel like this is saying that you are breaking free. Okay, you are breaking free from all like the old negative, toxic ways that you felt about yourself, because As much as it is important to pay attention to what we think about ourselves, it is equally, if not more important to pay attention to how we feel about ourselves. Because you can kind of like say your affirmations in the morning and noon and night all you want to yourself. You can say those things all you want, but if you don't feel them, then you don't feel them. And that's what like affirmations and manifestation is really all about. It's about feeling that energy, being in that energy rather than just um communicating it. Okay, so keep doing what you're doing. You're doing amazing like deep healing work here right now. So you're doing really great. I love this for you. Okay, so here's where it gets funny, literally, with humor. Your person right now, hold on, actually, let me pull a tarot before I jump into that. Okay, we got Two of Pentacles, Death card, and the Two of Swords. Okay, so this is actually really funny because it's like I said what I said. Right now, what your future person is doing in their life, where they're at, is they're trying to flip the script in their life as far as like how they see life. Okay. I feel like this person was a rather, or is, or was a rather serious person. Okay. And I think what they're trying to accomplish right now and what they're trying to change in their life right now is to live a more a lighter life, a lighter hearted life, a life with more humor. Um, not being so serious. I think that they've had to be serious for a long time, and they're working on releasing that kind of little bit at a time, but it is causing like a major shift for them. With the Death card, Two Pentacles, Two Swords, it's like everything is changing. They're making little decisions every day that are adding up to this huge change as a human. Okay, this is really beautiful energy. I feel like both of you are, it's like you're both. This is actually funny that this is coming through. I just heard this. You're both healing the thing in yourselves that was keeping you apart. So that is really cool. That is really cool. I love this for you and your future person. Okay, moving on to where/when, or sorry, how/when will you two be brought together? And this is super interesting. You have empathy. Okay. So first thing coming through has something to do with oneness. Okay. So when you are both able to see yourself in other people and see other people in yourself. Okay. Um, I think it's both of you. That message is for both of you, but kind of a lot more for you. Okay. So I think that the universe is going to be presenting you with opportunities in the next little while here where if you're paying attention and you're open to accepting like new information, the universe is going to present you with opportunities that are going to show you how you're not so different from the next person, and the next person isn't so different from you. Okay. So like there's this oneness energy that is the answer to the question of like how and when. It's the universe is saying when you're both in more oneness energy. okay? And a more hopeful, youthful, hopeful energy, okay? I know that it's like super easy to get like crusty when you have been single. I'm not calling you out, I swear. When you have been single for a long time, it's really, really easy to get crusty and be like, like I'm never going to find anybody and this and that and this. So the universe wants you to 1,000% let go of that energy, and same with your person. We're 1,000% letting go of that energy. Like if you are not like, the universe wants you to have that childlike hope and wonder, okay, for this relationship that's coming in for you in the future. Okay, so it's like energetically, the doors need to be opened and you're both doing it. That's the thing, is like, I don't see you're sitting over here in your dusty little corner and they're sitting over there in their dusty little corner and you both have all this work to do. That's not what I'm seeing at all. You're both doing it already. You're already both well on your way to becoming the versions of yourselves that you will be when you meet each other, and for opening up all the doors energetically within yourselves that allows you two to come together. Okay? That was absolutely beautiful. I loved that. Okay, so last portion of our reading is going to be our self-care card and our affirmation card. So let's take a look. Self-care for Cancer, please. Read. Okay, this is super cool. I feel like you get this card a lot. I don't know. Maybe. Anyways, read. Okay, so the universe wants you to read. Sometimes. So first of all, go seek out books on topics that you are like working on right now with yourself. Okay, but also, even if you can't find anything or you don't know what to read, just start reading stuff in the same kind of vicinity or realm of that. And you'll find you'll start getting little bits of information from this book, little bits of information from that book that are really pointing you in the right direction. Okay? So, and two, like, I think a lot of people nowadays, they're like, oh, I just need some time alone to kind of like decompress and whatever, and then they go and sit on their phone for 5 hours and stare at a screen, and that's not relaxing. When you're scrolling on your phone, your emotions are like constantly being triggered, like happiness, sadness, and all kinds of other complex emotions are constantly being triggered every 10 seconds, every time you swipe. Okay, sometimes we need to disconnect from that. Okay, turn off the TV, turn off this, turn off that, and just sit down and read, because it gives our nervous systems a chance to kind of like reset and get back to kind of like where they need to be. Okay, so take some time this month to oh boy, to do some reading. Okay, your affirmation card is, I am kind and loving towards others while creating clear boundaries that protect my good feeling emotions. Okay, so this is your affirmation for the next like little while. Being kind and loving towards other people, this is actually really funny, sometimes is a lot harder than it should be, I guess, or that you would think as a human being that would be like the easy part, and sometimes it's not always the easy part. Okay, so you can still have like those clear, firm boundaries and give a little bit more to the people around you. Okay, so the universe is kind of asking you to open up here in the next little while, and like without sacrificing your boundaries. You don't have to sacrifice your boundaries, but open up. Try and be a little bit more kind and a little bit more loving towards yourself and the people around you. Okay, so one more time before we go. I am kind and loving towards others while creating clear boundaries that protect my good feeling emotions. Beautiful. All right, Cancer, that's what I have for you today. I hope this reading has been insightful. Until next time, remember you are smart, kind, beautiful, and brave. Bye, my friend.